We're going to sing a Karen Drucker song. And this is your invitation as well to get up and do a little bit of your morning workout. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, cause it's all so clear. I am held, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. You got it. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well. And now I see what my life can be when I trust in the process and have faith. And now I know if I just let go that I have all I ever need. Let's dance. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, I am well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, I am well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, I am well, all is well, I am well. So my understanding is that today's theme is about surrender. Is that part of the theme too? I hope so, because that's part of it. So it is now. Let's see now. I'm hopeful that this all works the way it's supposed to. That's close. Let's see what happens. All right. Oh, there's no place like home for a holiday, for no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays you can't read home, sweet home. I met a man who lives in Tennessee, and he home for the holidays. You can't be home, sweet home. I'm mastering the techie part of that, so thanks for this.
And thank you, Tracia, and thank you all for being here at the Grants Path Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister, and it's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you into your home, our home, the home that we've created together. And we're so blessed that you're here. We're going to start with reading our vision mission statement that we read every week, which is right here on our screen, which says, "We are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles." Well, we have some announcements today. I have 3 pages, so settle in. Celebration of life today for Andy Goldner and his family are here, and we'd like to welcome the family. And after the service at noon, we will have that service. Also, it is on Zoom. For those of you in Zoom land, there is a special link that we'll have to have that was sent out last Thursday. A big thank you to our volunteers that helped decorate our center. You see our tree is up, we've got our lights, our flowers. It's wonderful, and I want to shout out to Allison, her husband Gary, myself, Reverend Steve, Enzo, Quinn, Sherry Green, Angelo, and Ralph, and Paula forgot to put her own name on this list. So Paula, yes, Paula, who's the coordinator of this whole thing. You always miss yourself in service, right? But we want to thank everybody because it really does help us get into the feel and beautiful flowers needed from Deborah. We'll talk about that later. Okay, and speaking of Deborah Purdue, Thriving in Thankfulness workshop offered by Deborah Purdue, December 12th from noon to 1:30. This transformative workshop will help you enter more deeply into the vibration of gratitude and walk away with practical tools to assist you towards being continually grateful. Can you imagine living in gratitude? What a different, when you're watching the TV, oh, that's so great. Click. If you are ready to add more peace, more joy, and even better health to your life, sign up at the back counter. And the suggested love offering donation is $20, well spent. Deborah will also be doing a special book signing of her brand new book, Daily Gratitude Reflections, Volume 2. And that's happening from 11:45 to noon, and then after the workshop, so she'll stay as long as you want and sign your book. So thank you, Deborah. We're so blessed to have wonderful authors here in our midst. Holiday extravaganza, yeah. December 17th at 6 p.m. We had to skip our party last year, and I know that it was depressing for us, but we're back. We're gonna eat, we're gonna play Christmas carols, and we're gonna play, okay? So come and play with us. Are you ready to celebrate?
Yes.
We supply the pasta, the sauce, and the bread, and you bring the salad and the dessert, or share a family favorite recipe with us. Bring what you would like to share, but bring enough so we can all have it. Also, the gift exchange is backed by popular demand. Here's how it works. Bring a wrapped gift at around $20, and we'll exchange that for a number when you come in the door. And then when your number is called, you get to choose a gift, or you can take somebody's gift that's already been opened 2 times. And we'll go further into details as we go. We didn't, I could sit up here and, tell everyone how this little gift exchange is supposed to go. Just show up, have fun. Sign up by December 12th to reserve your spot. Sign up sheet is at the back counter. And speaking of the counters, We need a couple. I don't mean the counters back there. I mean the counters that count the money after the service. We need your help to count the offering after the service once or twice a month. Please contact Kim Bieber, who is in the back practitioner table, and she's our board treasurer to assist us. An AV person is also needed during service. Actually, we have an empty seat back at the audio video table today because I'm running that right now. You don't see me, but I'm running back and forth. We would love to have some assistance with the AV or computer work. If this is what your thing is to do, please see me so we can talk about getting you trained. Wednesday evening gathering service from 7 to 7:45 on Zoom, and the Zoom room opens at 6:45. The practitioners are offering this time to come together on Wednesday evenings. The topic will follow our Centers for Spiritual Living themes, along with prayer, song, and dialogue. It will be an interactive time where ideas and thoughts can be shared after a short talk. The Zoom room access will be through our website with the password Wednesday, all in lowercase. Please note that Wednesday service will be taking a holiday break December 22nd and 29th, but we will resume January 5th. Yay. New metaphysical book study group. Huzzah! Come join Reverend Steve as we listen, read, and study Edwin Gaines' book entitled The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. Sunday mornings from 9 to 9:45 in the LEC building, and it's a love offering. Edwin Gaines is a unity minister, and this wonderful book teaches us tithing and giving, setting clear-cut, tangible goals, forgiveness and worthiness, and finding your divine purpose, all things to help you mature spiritually and thrive. And there's a new class, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, which is an abbreviated foundations class. This class is taught by me and begins Monday, January 3rd, and goes from 6 in the evening till 8:30, because there was a request for evening classes, so I'm trying to satisfy everyone's request. And it's in person at the center. The cost is $145, which includes the registration fee of the $45. Students find a new perspective in creating ideal relationships, prosperity, and health, and they receive a greater understanding of the metaphysical principles that govern our life. See me for more details. There is a sign-up sheet in the back on the counter, and I want to just thank you all for being here this morning. We've been expecting you. Thank you for not disappointing us. And now, please stand as Treasure leads us as we sing, We Are One. Treasure.
We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony. As peace has come, as we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony. As peace has come, as we are one.
Good morning. Good morning. I invite you to join me in the gratitude. I am sure that God always knows what to do, and thus I am so thankful to relax into the beauty of divine right order. And so it is, and so it is. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Deborah Perdue, and I'm a licensed practitioner here, and I'm so glad to be with you and up on stage here to present. Kim Bebo is your table practitioner. We moved because of the beautiful Christmas tree, and she's there to help you write out prayer requests if you want, or to direct you to a practitioner for an affirmative short prayer after the service. And if you're a practitioner and you're willing to pray today, will you please raise your hand? Okay. She's holding the high watch for us, which means she's just spreading love and light and joy and peace in this room to all of us. Thank you, Kim. We have prayer requests as well, which are in front of your seat. And is it the yellow one that's the actual prayer request? Yeah. This one's for a prayer request, and it's pretty self-explanatory. And this one's for what we call demonstrations, which is when something that we prayed for comes true for you. And so you can put them in the prayer box that's by Kim, or even put them in the offertory basket. And we pray for you for a week. And I invite you to, even if you would like more good in your life, you don't necessarily have a problem, but we love to pray. So do it. The flowers today are from me. And I'm going to keep them here. They'll be here all December, and I might put in a new rose every once in a while because I don't think the red roses will last. Let's see. Is there anyone here for the first time? If you are, please raise your hand and I have a gift for you. Welcome. And if you have your cell phone not silenced, please silence it, or anything else that makes loud, obnoxious noises. Let's read the prayer together, which should be there in momentarily. Here we go. There is grace and peace to be found in the grand order of divinity, and I relax into the assurance that all is truly well. I control and I direct. And let's stay seated, the ones that are seated, not me, and sing I Am Loved together. Is in my life. I am loved. And so, Tracia, I know you were right that it is about surrender and letting go today. And so, from my new book, which I mentioned surrender and letting go quite like 15 times, but I picked day 3 to read. I'll just look in the book. You have it printed out. Okay. Soft, fluid, and ever-changing, the jellyfish surrenders to the ocean's drifts and currents. By letting go, it needs to to go where it needs to go. It goes where it needs to go. We can learn a lesson from the jellyfish, soften, let go, be patient, and you will get where you need to go. Surrender is powerful. And that's by Emily Silva. And then I said, I embrace surrender and letting go, even though that sometimes goes against the tenaciousness in me. I soften my assured stance and trust that Spirit leads me. I need not fight against any currents. I am right where I need to be in every moment. I am grateful for the wisdom. I am grateful for letting go, letting God and letting go. And also, before we go into a short meditation, I'm going to read something from the Surrender Experiment, which is by Michael Singer. And I led a few classes in 2020 and we studied him. And he's amazing because he lived his whole life, he's still alive, he lived his whole life surrendering and letting go. So I think he's a very wise person to hear from today. Here's the very last paragraph. How could I possibly explain the great freedom that comes from realizing to the depth of your being that life knows what it's doing? Only direct experience can take you there. At some point, there's no more struggle, just the deep peace that comes from surrendering to a perfection that is beyond your comprehension. Eventually, even the mind stops resisting and the heart loses the tendency to close. The joy, excitement, and freedom are simply too beautiful to give up. Once you are ready to let go of yourself, life becomes your friend, your teacher, your secret lover. When life's way becomes your way, all the noise stops and there is a great peace. In eternal gratitude for all the experiences we call life. And so let's go into a moment or two of silence and really feel that letting go like a jellyfish. Feel the surrender and how life leads us when we do let go and let God. I invite you, when you feel ready, to open your eyes and come back to the here and now. Thank you. And so I believe I'm making sure it's time for special music by Trisha and then a talk by Loving Steve. Thank you.
How very special are you? Just a moment to be part of life's eternal work. How very special are we to have on our family tree Mother Earth and Father Time. He turns the seasons around, and so she changes her gown, but they always look in their prime. They go on dancing their dance of everlasting romance, Mother Earth and Father Time. The summer larks return to sing, oh what a gift they give. And autumn days turn short and cold, oh what a joy to live. 'Cause turn around. How very special are we to have on our family tree. What a
Let's hear it for Tracy. She has a second song. I'm surprised. I didn't know that. Oh, and now for her second song.
I know. Well, this one's similarly, but.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. It's okay if you want us to sing. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna sigh to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 122. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. Kids from 1 to 122. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, Tricia. Yeah. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome again to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. And you want to think of a song to do for my offertory? I forgot. You do?
Yeah,
Great. I
it's
just
on
want
the
to
list.
make sure that we clean that up before we get out there. Well, Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. You've been welcome several times, but we're so glad you're here. We're glad anybody's here, right? We're glad we're out doing something, right? Life continues. Well, it's good to be seen, right? Well, our theme for December is the journey of becoming. And this whole lifetime is about becoming something new. And even when we make our transition, we're becoming something new. I mean, we had to come from somewhere and we have to go to somewhere. And today's talk is surrender is action. The journey comes to an end, but we know that it is simply the beginning of another cycle, another year. And at each solstice is a stillness, a few days to pause between the indwelling light, the dwindling light, and the lengthening of days to follow. This is a time to sit, to be with ourselves, right where we are, listening to that still small voice as it speaks that gentle whisper, giving ourselves over to the mystery we call life. Ah, the mystery of life. Isn't it profound? Well, surrender is an active verb and requires a conscious choice to move from control into relaxing in order to be with the divine. You know, when we get too much into action, sometimes we forget things. We forget the details, and other things happen. But when we can surrender and slow ourselves down, not into chaos, but into order, surrendering further, we let go of all sense of separation and enter into a state of conscious union with the divine. You know, in this teaching, we believe that there's only one of us here. It's God, expressing as the billions of countless life forms and everything that is. It's not God and us, it's God as us. You know, it's like cherry pie. You take a slice out, and the slice is still cherry pie, and the cherry pie is still cherry pie. It didn't change into anything else. From our Centers for Spiritual Living Global Heart Vision, it states, we see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God, connection with each other, a world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. I love that they put that extra word in there, action. Because you can have the consciousness, but faith without action is dead. You know, you can, as I was saying last week, you can go ahead and buy all the best yard equipment and put it in your garage, but until you plug it in and actually do the work, it's just, you know, making your garage look good. But to make your yard look good, you have to know how to use that equipment and actually get out there and do it. And if you've seen the grounds here, we have some very active gardening people that do an excellent job of keeping up on our grounds, are beautiful, and we're very blessed. In our Science of Mind textbook, it's written on page 405, love alone can overcome fear because love surrenders itself to the object of its adoration. The soul must take a complete surrender of itself to the spirit. You know, we surrender to win. We don't surrender because we were defeated. We surrender because once we let go of trying to be something, we become who we came here to be. It comes out of us. Nothing needs to be added unto us. Well, maybe there's a workshop. Maybe there's a book. Maybe there's something to know. Maybe you want to sit with someone who's taken more classes than you have so you can get some insight from them. But really, it's all about uncovering what you already are. You are perfect, whole, and complete just the way you are. We need to release what is in the way of us knowing that. We need to clean the window so we can see out of it. Practicing the presence is the practice of the principles of oneness, love, and creation, to become aware of and experience the one infinite reality. The practice of the presence is engaging in formal, disciplined methodologies that quiet the mind and the body and open our awareness. Beyond these formal methodologies, it is living in alignment with our science of mind principles, making these principles evident in the way we engage in the present moment, thereby being congruent in thought, word, and behavior. You know, we have to do what we're going to say we do. You know, we have to treat and move our feet. That means you don't just, you know, prayer is a good start, and prayer is, it's the biggest part, but we do need to take action. We need to do something. You know, if you want a job, I would pray and also fill out an application, get a resume together, right? You don't just pray and then sit in your living room and watch TV. Although I know that you can get a job that way. I've heard of people doing that. But I would say if you want to expedite the process, maybe fill out an application somewhere that you'd like to work. So when we surrender to the presence and the power of divine love within, anything is possible. Anything is possible. When we listen and surrender to the inner guidance, we receive exactly what we need. Following it with faith instead of questioning it moves us to a powerful healing energy. What does your prayer request look like already demonstrated? What if the thing that you were praying for came to pass? And this teaching is about moving our mind from the desire of it to the energy of being it. And I say this quite often. Practitioners will say, you say that all the time. But a good practitioner treats from their demonstration being them, not to it. To it denotes separation. But can you imagine being the healing that you're seeking right here and right now? The healing has already occurred. Everything that happens between now and you experiencing is just whatever time or energy it took to get there in mind. So as usual, I have my 3 talking points. Number 1, reflect about your personal control. What do you really have control over? Ego, E-G-O, is edging God out. Think of the effect on ourselves when we try to have control over someone or something. It just gets messy. It just is not. The only thing you have control over is yourself. So control yourself. And don't lash out because of your own inner hurting. And that's what we do. This is what creates an argument, is when we lash out because we're hurt and we want people to know. Sometimes we need to just fall silent and be with it. You know, and this doesn't mean that we're a doormat. We don't stand up for when something is said that's out of integrity. It just means that we don't resist. We surrender into the truth and we relax. What happens if you're in an argument and you fall silent? Argument over. It's just like being in a tennis game and somebody hits the ball and the opponent doesn't hit it back. game over. What if someone were to hand you a gift and you said, that's not for me? You know, a lot of us hand each other gifts of our opinion. And it's okay to say no. Say thank you. I have my own opinions. Number 2, letting God in more deeply. And I would say letting God out more easily. That's what it's really about. When we become still and know and listen long enough to that still small voice, we will hear that voice in our heart, in our spirit, in our soul. Are we willing to be still long enough to wait, to move away from the surface of our minds and lives to experience that stillness? This is why meditation isn't something you just do once and you're all meditated up. It's just like, quitting smoking or any habit. We don't just do it one day and go, oh, that was good, glad I'm over that. This is a process that we need to do. If we want to change something, we do it constantly. And if we want to be still and know, we must practice stillness. Number 3, live from faith and surrender to our own divinity, our essential nature. Follow that inner guidance more and more, and it can be trusted. Moving into action from truth within. This movement can truly only be authentic when it shows up in the world outside of ourselves. The greater that movement, the greater the way of living, the greater the circumference of that circle. So I say, make your circle bigger. So in conclusion, be still and know that you are God. Now, if I was to stand up here and go, I am God, and you're not, that's one. I am God, and so are you. Each one of us is a cell in the body of God, here to express the best that we can in this thing called life, in a way that makes sense to us. When we struggle, and sometimes we do, it helps to say, there for the grace of God go I. And know that God is right where you are. Oh, and smile. Smile when it gets tough. Let the infinite know that you mean business about being happy. It's okay to smile when things go out of kilter a little bit. Infuse it with light and compassion of the divine right action, and you are part of all this. And so it is. Amen. It's time for our prayer, so I invite you to just close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or take a soft focus on something that brings you deeper. Let's remember who we are in this moment, shall we? So I just remind myself, and I invite you to remind yourself of what you believe the creative energy of this universe is. You can call it Jesus the Christ, Christ consciousness, source energy, great spirit, whatever works for you, that's your business. But I think we can agree that there is a power. And that power that is created each one of us, that is breathing our body, beating our heart right now, is allowing us to think, to know, to decide, and to love. And truly love is the most important thing in you. I know that I am, as everything and everyone is, a divine emanation, a demonstration of the power of the universe and its ability to manifest. And within that, I invite us to surrender, to let go of our attachments to anything, especially outcomes. For truly, it is the journey of attachments that brings us love. And in that love, all things prosper. There is a field between right and wrong and good and bad. And I will meet you there. And we will dance. And we will heal. And we will reveal love in a way that makes sense to each one of us, individually and collectively. And miracles are happening right here, right now. All a miracle is a science that we don't understand how it works. Can you be okay within that mystery, knowing that I'm not going to know and be okay with it? For truly, knowing love is living in that mystery and allowing that mystery to love you. And it is within that love that answers come. Connections are made. Healings are happening right here and right now. So it is within that love that we give great thanks. We are so overflowing with gratitude, knowing that God, Spirit, the energy of life is right where we are. And we give great thanks for that, knowing that the healing and the miracle and the love is what we have come to experience, and it is here right now. So we let go. We let go and we let God be God as we place these words directly into the law, where it is acted upon by that law and returned to us resplendent. And for this we give great thanks as we affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay, it's time for our offertory. This one's over here now. And let's take our offertory spirit on our heart and let's recite this together. I give wholeheartedly, knowing God is my source, and that my gift is multiplied by all who give. And we are so blessed, and so it is.
Wanda, there's a slide in there that says all is well. If not, I can. Yeah. Being a nice. All is well. I can rest. I am safe, and all is well. That's the good thing. All is well. I can rest. I am safe, and all is well. All is well. I can rest. I am safe, and all is well, because all is well, all is well, all is well, all is well, all is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well.
So it's time for us to do our prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world form. They do good work in this world and allow the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living to be open and available for those who are seeking to remember who they are, and even those who don't know they are. We are here. This blesses the giver and the receiver, and is multiplied abundantly in a way that makes sense to them. And for this, we are all so well blessed. So we affirm this together by saying, so it is.
We forgot something.
We did.
We did. This is the first Sunday of the month.
It is.
It's birthday Sunday.
It's birthday Sunday.
It's birthday Sunday.
Do it.
So,
Do it.
if you have a birthday in December, would you? Yeah. Yeah, I know there's a group out there. Yeah. To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
We do have a closing.
We do.
So let's.
We do have a closing song. And I'm gonna have to have everybody sing with me. So I'm gonna do this rock song. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
Let's go ahead and stand up as I do the benediction together. So please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind,
It's happening in my mind,
in my body,
in my body,
and in the body of my affairs.
and the body of my affairs.
I think it,
I think it,
I feel it,
I feel it,
and I know it.
and I know it,
Just the way that it is,
just the way it is,
and just the way that it is not.
and just the way it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, God.
Have an awesome week, everybody. God bless.